This is specifically for the Royal Air Force Police and Mark at RAF Innsworth. When I report to you that documents are signed on Crown paper stating that I received treatment at WRNAS Rawton, when I never received any treatment, I am making you aware of the fact that crimes were committed, for it is an offence to sign any documents on Crown paper when you know that the content of those documents is untrue, make false declarations of having treated somebody for a condition which they have presented with, if you have not even diagnosed the condition. I was in service. These were crimes committed in the Royal Air Force which affected a serving member of the Royal Air Force. If the Royal Air Force is not interested in putting right and addressing crimes that were committed inside the Royal Air Force, it should shut up shop and quit saying it's honourable. There is no honour when you tell somebody that, sorry mate, you got treatment. I never received any. I did find another patient on the ward at WRNAS Rawton, who slashed his wrist and took him to the duty nurses who were all sat there drinking tea. They never came on the ward other than to dish out medication to the patients that were on them. I was never on any medication. They never gave any cognitive behavioural therapy. They never gave any counselling or anything like that. I never received anything like that. I never received any treatment from the Royal Air Force. There was no covenant kept, no agreement. I'm angry because my teammates trained me in the Royal Air Force at Swinderby and said if I needed help, the hardest thing to do is admit that you need help. It's not. The hardest thing to do is to get the Royal Air Force to give the help that they promised to give if you've got the balls to ask for it. I asked in 1987 in June, and still to this day the Royal Air Force hasn't kept its side of the contract that I had with it. I don't want to take the Royal Air Force to court, Mark. I do not want to bring a civil case in court against my comrades, as I called them when I was in there. I don't want that. I want you to have the balls to admit we dropped the ball, Bob. We can sort it out, Bob. We can put things right, Bob. We can make up for the mistake that we made. Or you can just let this catalogue of cock-ups and catastrophes of treatment that the NHS has tried to give when they didn't even diagnose the condition. Took a private doctor in 2004 to tell me that the condition you said you treated in 1986, you hadn't even diagnosed. You hadn't even diagnosed the condition. So how could you treat it? So every document signed and issued from WRNAS Rawton to RAF Stafford to Innsworth that states I received treatment are false. If you haven't diagnosed a condition, how on God's green earth can you treat it? That's a false declaration. That is an offence carried out in the Royal Air Force against a serving member of the Royal Air Force. I'm not in anymore because you managed to get me to sign discharge papers when you hadn't treated the condition. The discharge papers are null and void because I was still unwell. I shouldn't have been signing any documentation for any legal purpose at that point in time. Because you hadn't treated the condition, so I shouldn't have been signing them. Which means, technically, the contract rolls over. Because no one ends the contract legally. No one extends the contract legally. It's said to carry over, and I'm still in the Royal Air Force, whether you like it or not. Those are the facts in law. I've been asking you nicely because there's nothing else I can do. I'm angry, I'm angry. Because in 1987 I turned to my friends and I realised I had a problem and I begged you for help. And what did you do? Let me play Trivial Pursuits? Thanks.